Goroka Market declared open. Farmer training needed to increase Daulo coffee production. Hunter's assistant coach sees big improvement in the team.
This is National EMTV News with Bradley Valenaki.
Hello and thank you for joining us for Sunday's news. After years of delay, the new Goroka Market has been opened. Eastern Highlands Governor Peter Numu held hands with leaders from the local community to cut the ribbons. Governor Numu said this infrastructure is crucial for all and will be managed strictly with health regulations, including its management.
Just last week, people of Eastern Highlands gathered to witness the opening of an infrastructure right in the heart of Goroka town. Governor Numu, community leaders and stakeholders attended to mark the occasion. In his speech, he wants all to work together.
National government, underneath law, me to talk thank you long former Prime Minister, Honorable Peter O'Neill, and put him 12 million, lo time lo government lo staff time Marape, now current Prime Minister, lo yumi, and staff Finance Minister. Man working decision, and Peter O'Neill lo this time. Now money give him check, money come all same, and now current Prime Minister, lo yumi so. You be all same line you me work lo this market. So now, market go, now Bami go lo report side, Bami give him full report, now you blood disturb him. Report lo Bami clear him here, lo kind no talk now only politicize him this market, Bami work him clear lo you plan and you understand him.
Funding for this infrastructure cost nearly 22 million kina. Governor Numu said although there were delays, all stakeholders must now take this market forward. He said the market will be managed under strict health regulations.
Now all but start the working market instead. Now all but sign him lease agreement one time management. Now all but sign him all clean plug KK without any all ground dirty na kind of same. All clean plug market. But you got informal market, you plug house him all this all dirty, straight him good. Now you plug this all informal mama, you plug a market instead, but you plug go instead na market him all this plug clean plug KK. You mean modernize him way, blow market, now way blow working business. Chain blow KK, blow farmer, farming, come all get that transportation, come blow market access, and you mean must make sure that it's complete. Now plant the line like some fresh produce lawyer, work blow government long, strong him FPDA, DAL, lo train him all man want them skills, lo produce him all quality and quantity goods, long all market garden about salimenti come. Now pani more line lo buy more KK, pani more market, also one can be blow work him lo coffee, but make him lo fresh produce also.
The market was also renamed Soso Subi, a local chief who initiated the first market in 1969. The market boasts amenities, storage area, administration office, and vending spots.
This market now you blood looking at Sana Blabia. A pride blow me blow Goroka. Pride blow me blow Minamalo. A pride blow me blow Gauku. Now pride blow me blow Eben. All the man check sim car, one time sim car come down, also look him now so talk so may one time but this market about me blow him. That's all me talking about. Papa go dig a plan a time in blog or something. Now I'm time in blog him, now a program blame him, now me blow him the market. This like a market inside the Papa Ningni and Nogat.
Thank you, name the Soso Subi Fly. Thank you so much on behalf of all the Soso Subi family. Involved one time you miss up one time on the talk. Thank you so much.
Governor Numu and former Governor Julie Soso cut the ribbons to open the market. Jekla Power Jr. National EMTV News.
Prime Minister James Marape has called on the Department of Works to engage independent and reputable engineering companies to supervise the sealing of the Menditari section of the Highlands Highway. He made this call when presenting 30 million kina to contractors last Friday in front of a massive crowd at Magarima in Hela Province. Hela Governor Philip Undialu, National Planning Minister Rembo Paita, Defence Minister Wendaki, amongst other members of Parliament, were present to witness the occasion. The Prime Minister urged the contractors to do a professional job for this section of the Highlands Highway as it serves 80,000 people and leads to project areas like Kutubu, Moran Heights and other national economic driving projects. The Prime Minister also called for an independent audit team, preferably from abroad, to ensure work is done professionally and genuinely. The Prime Minister also announced the national government and Hela provincial government's commitment to the other two roads, including the Hiri Lai Road and the Magarima Kande Road. Following a groundbreaking ceremony last year, a construction contract has been signed to build the West New Britain SME Incubation Centre. The signing took place recently in Kimbe between the provincial government, SMEC and contractor Jacob Building Contractors Limited. The agreement now paves way for groundwork to begin. The SME Incubation Complex will be built in Kimbe and will be a one-stop shop for all SME interested individuals. Work is expected to begin by the 23rd of January.
SME cannot blame. These are joint efforts. We will be putting one day and we will. What we supporting the Portugal MD, we need to have a very concise plan for how we will manage it and how we are going to sustain and make sure that this incubation centers.
We did a little bit of contextualization of the model in here, given the local economic strengths and also the economic, social, economic development stages of the province. We did a contextualization. So this is the project that we will perfect the model.
As long as I am here on the ground, I will make sure that this project will be an icon of this province. I've done a lot of projects, and I don't see any reason why I can't complete this project within the time period that is actually given.
Daulo first. Daulo MP Pogio Gate says to grow the coffee industry, farmers need more training. He says coffee farming training will see the extensive work in all coffee farms and plantations. MP Gate says Daulo district is moving in that direction while supporting farmers with tools to increase coffee production.
Promote agriculture in a bigger way, especially in Daulo. We've never looked at it before, seriously, but in the meantime, I think I've seen about, I've looked at some very serious things that we need to tap on, especially by training farmers, and I've introduced, I think, agribusiness training in Daulo, which was run by Goroka Agribusiness, Stephen Rary, and Peter Konya, the guys who are working around, training all the farmers. You know, we want to do whatever we can to make sure that agriculture is the main key to this country's economy, and we have to produce enough food for ourselves. At the same time, we have to produce food for others who cannot afford to plant this, especially those people living in town and cities. That's the biggest problem that we must do. So we have to, our people in the district must have education to get this agribusiness training so that they can benefit from themselves as well.
Fresh Produce Development Agency, or FPDA, held a dedication service in Goroka recently. The church service was held at the Zogi AOG Church, attended by staff, families and board members of FPDA. FPDA General Manager Mark Warino says the service marks the working year for FPDA and wants to work with all stakeholders in the country.
Your profession.
FPDA staff and their families attended the dedication service at the Zogi AOG Church recently. It was a small gathering to commit staff and board members for the 2022 working year. The message was shared by the local church pastor. FPDA General Manager Mark Warino says the service is paramount for all workers, their families and the FPDA board. He says FPDA has more to do in the agriculture sector. Warino is optimistic this year will see more work done with better financial support from the government and stakeholders.
To appreciate and acknowledge God's support
and God's wisdom in us at board level, management and staff, for providing strong support to the organization and its programs and its activities that we have been carrying out over the years. I think with God, we have done well and achieved remarkable results. And so it is fitting for us, appropriate for us, to find a time and acknowledge God's guidance and support for the organization.
Following the service, 4 motorcycles were also dedicated. They will be used by technical officers under the MVF program.
And so it's important for us to officially launch, to get the motorbikes out to the respective provinces for the officers to use it for their extension work.
Jack Lapawa Jr., National MTV News.
You're watching National MTV News. More stories when we come back. Just as government makes decisions through the national parliament, Christian churches in the country have their meetings to make important decisions for their respective organization. The Evangelical Lutheran Church in Papua New Guinea, the second largest church by membership population in the country, held its 33rd National Synod this week in Port Moresby. Here's Dennis Herrera with a closer look on the issues discussed during the ELC-PNG National Synod.
The Papua district of the Evangelical Lutheran Church in Papua New Guinea began its preparations to host the 33rd National Synod began in August 2021 at Kirabak Lutheran Congregation in Geruhu Stage 2, where a press conference was held to make known the organizing committee's intentions.
Synod, yumi sawe mombla big blabung lo yumi inside long church lo yumi. Na isa come up long all districts lo yumi. Mibla now by holim 2022 Synod long next year inside long Port Moresby. Awesome na mibla walk lo make him some walk ready long display.
So in preparation, we've secured St. George Guy Stadium to commence that Synod. We paid deposits, we've confirmed that. In terms of accommodation, we will have 17 districts coming with 50 delegates. It rounds about 850. So we've secured accommodation at PNGEI, MLO Education Place. Namibla now negotiate one time UPNG.
All right, talk we go out finish long all some pastors blowing pla or chairman's way contact long all. Talk we go out finish long all. Lo how we can come in and help in terms of kai where mi plug and finding way lo how ban plug simi come no here lo city lo mi plug and start one time online food committee but we can put him together and ban plug house in the synod.
Then in the month of November, a COVID-19 Delta variant surge hit PNG, particularly Port Moresby, the synod host venue, putting the synod in doubt of being hosted. The host committee had to bring in ELC PNG head bishop Reverend Dr. Jack Urame from the church headquarters at Ampo in Lei Morobe province to discuss with the National Pandemic Response Controller regarding the possibility of going ahead to host the event despite the COVID-19 situation. The National Synod was eventually given the green light by National COVID-19 Pandemic Response Controller David Manning to go ahead but under strict protocols. However, synod participation numbers had to be cut down as a result compared to previously hosted national synods.
In terms of the disputes and questioning of COVID, we asked that the bishop come and talk to the controller, and that we did yesterday. And controller has given us green light to say, you go ahead. Assessing the situation on COVID, he said Goroka is recovering, NCD is recovering, and within the next 2 months or so, the curve has flattened out in terms of pandemic. And so he's given us green light.
the synod takes place every 2 years. So this time, the Oz district is Papua district in Port Moresby. And Papua district as an organizing committee which is already preparing and organizing the synod to take place in coming January. While the preparation is progressing, we are also challenged by the fact that COVID-19 is one of the difficult things to overcome, because we have seen surge in the COVID-19 infections in many other provinces. People have been affected, and many also have died from COVID-19. So for that reason, I came down to meet with the Papua District Organizing Committee to lead a delegation to the Controller's Office to share and to come to a collective common understanding whether this synod will actually take place or not. And therefore, yesterday we approached the Controller and we had a bit of discussion. And the Controller gave us the green light.
The synod theme was based on Joshua chapter 24, verse 15 in the Holy Bible.
For me and my household, we will serve the Lord. It's a focus on family unit, because we believe that our society is now almost falling apart because the basic family unit is no longer strong. A lot of families are suffering. A lot of children are suffering. Marriages are not stable, and the rate of divorce is so high, and polygamy is increasing, and so the basic family unit is totally like you can say it's not really strong anymore. Exactly, and for that reason, in the synod, we want to reflect again how we can stand together as church, but also how we can stand together as a society to go back to the basic, unit of family being the foundation of a society. So that is going to be our central focus, and this team will lead us.
Particularly, this team was taken at such a time when we have difficulties, basically in our finance, and we have another plague from COVID-19, so that it empowers individuals, families and individuals to stand up and make definite, precise decisions and constantly serving God.
At a lead-up press conference held at Dream Inn Hotel, Head Bishop Urame highlighted some major issues that were under the scope of the church's policies and plans going forward in light of the synod to be hosted. And climate change was a key one.
Because at the global level, we want to give our collective voice to the global community that as a nation, we are very much aware of the reality of the climate change, and we want to also participate in the campaign, towards reducing, the carbon emissions, because we are a nation, and we must also be a player in the global, action towards, reducing, carbon emission, because this is only one world. We live in the same planet.
Reverend Dr. Urame also reflected on church youths advocating on deep-sea tailings disposal in past years, even before his time as head bishop, and was aware of similar concerns leading up to the 33rd National Synod. And as expected, just before the synod, youths from Morobe province set up an information booth to advocate on tailings disposal issues and other related topics, particularly in the Morobe province where the Wafi Golpu project is imminent. They tried to make their voice heard to ELC PNG leaders at the synod.
Huon Gulf of Papua New Guinea is in Morobe province. It's basically 293-kilometer stretch of water, body of water, and it covers almost 5 districts in Morobe province out of the 9 districts. So all districts I'm including Matewa ICSC district, Finsafen district, Nawai district, Lo Coast Side Dongam, Labuta LLG, Lay district yet, na Huon Gulf district. So that's about 5 districts. Here now we establish here all young people, all youth, long Evangelical Lutheran Church of Papua New Guinea. Basically lo Lay Seket na Lay City Seket lo Yabim district. So time Mipla Tok here, we basically are representing the voice of Morobe province, if you like. Okay, so what Mipla Wokim here now, basically this is an information booth. And it's an information booth where we strong agenda Mipla where presented on the floor long. Dedicated ELCP Synod inside long on discussions long. What happened here because Mipla been started way back as in fact the Dr. Tipsy Tele, I'm not new long Evangelical Lutheran Church of Papua New Guinea. It started way back as became background pastor. And started way back as the year 2000. Underneath the leadership long previous Bishop late Dr. Wesley Kigasu. As la Dr. campaign start long Basamuk time government like start him Bramonicol project.
The National Synod finally held its opening ceremony in style at the historic Sir John Guy's Stadium as planned and anticipated.
The Synod is ready, everybody is welcome. Synod Lo Papua, the last Synod was in Buana 2 years ago. And Papua district is made up of Central, NCD, Oro, Menin Bay, Gulf, and Western Province. So all these provinces, 6 provinces make one Papua district in terms of ELCPNG. Evangelical Lutheran Church of Papua New Guinea has 17 districts. And they will be traveling to Port Moresby.
Prime Minister James Marape spoke at the Synod during the week, reflecting on the work of early missionaries to bring the gospel of Jesus Christ to PNG and for the Lutheran Church, remembering the efforts of founder Martin Luther.
Right since the time Martin Luther walked up the steps of Wittenberg Wall in 1917, I beg your pardon, 1517. If the year is not wrong on me, October 31st, put up the 95 Theses on the wall and started the great protest that salvation comes by faith alone. Since then, Lutheran has been the frontier of shedding greater light into what the Bible teaches.
Governor General Sir Bob Dada, who is also a Lutheran Church member, also was present at the conference opening and closing ceremonies, sharing on the work of churches in PNG.
Christian Church, after some 1,500 years, iwak lo pungin san bahebe. Titing blow man, passing blow man, iwak lo kam kisi place, blow talk blow God. Now Martin Luther and put in church straight, long mark, long church.
There is no perfect world. There is no perfect place. Life can never be enjoyable, always. You know, we are living in a fragmented world. That is the reason we are called into mission.
The Synod finally concluded on Friday afternoon with a closing service, and it was time for the Synod Committee and the host district, as well as everyone else involved in the National Synod, to reflect and thank God for all He had done amidst the challenging times.
Tukai Sports.
This is Tukai Sports. SPPNG Hunters assistant coach Paul Aiton says he's seeing a lot of improvement from the players in the Hunters. He said since he joined the Hunters in 2021, he has seen the players progress well throughout the 2021 season, and now sees the senior players stepping up to help the new recruits during the pre-season.
The SPPNG Hunters program is all about creating a pathway to the international leagues overseas, with the transition from the Digicel Cup to the Queensland Rugby League being somewhat of a challenge to new players in transition. Paul Aiton, assistant coach with the SPPNG Hunters, says since joining the Hunters last season, he has seen great improvement throughout the 2021 season. He also highlighted a few players that stood out during that season.
From my time there to here is a big improvement. we're going more finer on the details of fundamental skills. So we're focusing a lot more on this, and the boys are hungry. They're picking it up very quickly. So unfortunately, we had some of our senior players had to leave, but because of that, we've seen some of our newer guys, Emmanuel Wane, Samuel Yegip, they're all standing up. Brandon Nima, Kevin Apple, they're all standing up and they're taking their place, which is really good to see. And they're not just standing up and singing out that's all. They're being clear in their talk. They're being very precise, exactly what we want.
The Hunters seem to be getting back to basics during the preseason, especially working on their defense. A key factor was tackling. Aiton says with the current squad, he is impressed with the senior players who are taking the lead in helping new players in their pursuit to improve their basic skills in rugby league.
So that already I see. I'm very happy with that because I can see a big growth within the players. And now when we're doing the drills, I'm not the one teaching the players. We've got players teaching players, and that's what we want to. We want to create an environment where it's not the coaches dictating. The players are helping. We are all in part of the team. We want to win, so we're all helping each other. So that's the biggest improvement, I think.
Fidelis Sukina, Trukai Sports.
That ends Trukai Sports. The weather report is next. All the details after the break.
Trukai Sports. Trukai Sports.
This weather update is proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
And tomorrow, in the southern region, Port Moresby partly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Popondetta, cloudy periods with few afternoon showers. Kerma, partly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Daru, cloudy periods with few afternoon showers. Alotau, mostly fine and partly cloudy. Over to the Momase region, Leh, partly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Medang, becoming cloudy with chances of afternoon showers and thunderstorms. Wewak, partly cloudy with a shower or two. Vanimo, mostly cloudy with few showers. And across to the New Guinea Islands region, Lorengau, mostly fine, partly cloudy. Kavieng, partly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Kimbe, mostly cloudy with chances of a shower or two. Buka, cloudy periods with chances of a few showers. And in the Highlands region, Goroka and Kundiawa, mostly cloudy with few showers. Mendi and Wabeg, mostly cloudy with afternoon rain showers.
The weather update was proudly brought to you by MoniPlus, with you always.
That's the news, sports and weather for Sunday, 16th of January 2022. Be safe. Bye for now.